Hello and welcome, I am that James guy, and we're back. It's a YouTube video. We haven't done one of these for a while, and we are in battle for the Bosporus. And I'm going to be doing 3 videos, under trois, 3 of them, and we are going to do one on Greece, one on Bulgaria, and one on Turkey. This is the first, and it is on Greece. With that, what we're going to be doing is it's going to be an overview of the new focus tree, the internal mechanics that they've added for these things, some of the cool new decisions, and some other stuff. I will be doing full playthroughs on my Twitch, so go check that out. And we'll be doing a Greece and a Bulgaria and a Turkey over there. And that will be all very, very interesting. But first and foremost, let's have a look at some of the new features. One of the things is this, actually, which has been added. You can't quite see it, it's behind my face cam, but it's this how to play with these little cool little videos and these little instructional videos on how to, you know, build a factory. So that's a thing. But anyway, first I was going to say we'll do the focus trees, but actually, oh, I can't because obviously I forgot and we are not in Iron Man mode. We'll look at the achievements in the Bulgaria video. So there you go. There's something to look at. Look forward to anyway. So, Greece. First of all, we'll take a look at the army side of the focus tree before we dive into the old politics. It's a fairly standard fare. You've got some decisions for the battle plans, which actually, we're gonna slightly cheat here so that we can unlock some of these decisions to show things off as well. So, focus, instant focus, isn't it? Focus on icon click. Nope, instant focus. Nope, never mind, we'll come back to that. Anyway. Hellenic Armed Forces, you get some Army XP, Navy XP, fairly standard fare. You get some lots of nice research bonuses going through here. Some recruitable pop, what's this? Three doctrines on the left side versus 0 on the right side. Oh, you can get 3 either way because that's not mutually exclusive. And you get this spirit, which is Hellenic Army, which you get some recruitable pop and some div recovery time. Some researches, all fairly standard fare. You do get some tank ahead of time bonuses, which is quite interesting. In multiplayer, tank rushing as Greece might be viable as an alternative allied minor, though they are light and medium rather than heavy tanks, but still, it could be a thing. Land of the Mountains makes your mountaineers and your other infantry units very, very good at, you know, mountainy things. And then this one, which you can only use if you're Byzantium, buffs Hellenic Army to another level and gives you a research bonus on heavy tanks, so that's quite cool indeed. Hellenic Air Force basically runs the same. These, all 3, they run roughly similar. You get buff to fighters and bombers on the left, buff to strat bombers and tac bombers on the right, other way around, even left, right, heavy fighters, fighters. Then you get the Hellenic Air Force Academy, which gives you bonus fightery stuff. It's quite nice, the air accident chance and the fighter cost reduction. And then if you're Byzantium, you get an extra tech penalty, tech bonus rather, which, very strong. Again, 2 ahead of time researches on fighters. That's pretty serious. And then for the Navy side, dockyards into turbo submarines. One thing that's interesting is you actually get 4 submarine research bonuses, 2 at 100% and 2 at 75%. Given that you start with tier 2 submarines, it seems a little bit wasted that you get 4, but who knows. That's research, not doctrine. Focus even. And then you get this really nice spirit as well, which buffs up your navy and your naval leaders specifically. Also, this is what's required to unlock the rebuilding our old heavy ships focus, the Greco-Turkish naval treaty. And I will show that decision in a moment. And then, of course, we're Byzantium, so we get our big bonuses from the end of the tree. Which brings us to the industry tree, which is actually very interesting. Despite the meme of the financial stability. So, first of all, you get some decisions to help you deal with your debt to the international IFC, International Financial Problem the problem that you have, the financial problem, your debt to the IFC. International something council? I can't remember. Anyway, you get some bonuses to synthetics and some raw materials, and then you can either go down the agrarian society route or the factory society route. So you do start with the Spirit Agrarian Society, which is pretty bad for your factories and pretty bad for your recruitable pop. You start with like next to no manpower. If you go down the agrarian side, it takes away the penalty more or less to your recruitable population factor. It leaves you with 15%. And it also gets rid of the penalty to the factory output. But getting rid of the penalty is not the same thing as getting a bonus, effectively. But you do get some other bits as well. Then you can get bonus factories if people like you, which I think is quite a neat little mechanic. Oh, the music's gone very quiet. Get some infrastructure. You get a nice little research speed bonus into the end choice, which is this, which we'll look at in a second. You can export luxury commodities. One other thing that's interesting is that some of these are actually 35-day focuses here in the middle. This section is. So if you've gone down the farmer route, you can go to free trade, you can expand your tobacco, which increases people's opinion of you, gives you some more factories, then you can encourage tourism. This is an interesting bonus because it actually disappears if you're at war. So really getting it earlier is better because obviously you're going to be going to war eventually. But during the not at war part of the game, that's a nice big buff. And then you can choose to go island power, Athens power, or slum power, which gives you building slots and manpower, which is pretty nice. You go the factory route, you get a bonus to your factory output, and the population factor is still there. It's still a penalty, but it's a less bad penalty compared to this one. So you're now on, what's that, 12%? Sorry, 2%, 5% even. You have to repay your debt this way to get back your stability that you lost at the start. You go limited export rather than free trade. You can then actually go this way round, but I guess you're kind of incentivized to go this way, aren't you? Which gives you mill factories and excavation. You can jump to partial mob instead of a tourism, and then you do the same thing down here. And then this route, this second subpart of this route down here, once you've paid off your debt or you're communist, you can get a new financial expert who gives you some consumer goods factories and some PP back. You get off-map factories for everyone in the Balkans who likes you, which is actually more civilian factories than this gives you, but you don't get mills. You kind of get your mills from down here, I'm guessing. Yeah, so this gets rid of the foreign monopolies. This gets you buff to the foreign monopolies. So it's kind of like a, do you buff it or do you get rid of it? And then you get your tech slot. So that foreign monopolies thing, which is this here, pretty bad. Pretty bad. We actually need 60% of our factories on civs. Once you do this, it gets rid of the civ factory penalty and gets rid of the trade law penalty, gets rid of the other things. It makes it a positive modifier and gives you the research speed bonus. That's 10% research speed if we're counting. And also PP. This way it just gets rid of the penalty, which is interesting, I guess, rather than making it a benefit. And then the tech law. So this route gives you more factories, this route gives you more soft bonuses, so that's kind of nice. Extracting more from our soil, if you've gone down here, by the way, leads you over to these investment decisions, where you can choose to bolster the Shacked plan, British docking rights, or debt to France. So this allows you to do some of the debt problems in a different way. Friends with Germany does give you the mill factory bonus with the Shacked plan, which is very nice. And actually, you can buff these things this way. This gives you access to ship parts and shipbuilding stuff from Britain. And this one basically is the route towards sort of communism, I think, and will give you bonuses to dealing with your debt a bit quicker. And then comes the fun, the focus tree politics side of the branch. King's government. We're being a king. Here we go. So this is the sort of metaxis route. You can do metaxism. This is the historical route, by the way. Metaxism, Hellenic spirit, which is modifying this spirit that we got from over here. If you join a faction before you fully upgraded the spirit, then you don't get the spirit, so you're kind of incentivized to stay out of your faction until you're finished. You then crush the Republicans, and then you can either now go fascist or sort of non-fascisty. If you go fascist, you make friends with Germany and Italy as you'd expect. You do this thing here, the Grand Fascist Bull of the Halicarnassus, and it sort of all builds up. You suggest a joint application to join the Axis with Turkey, though Turkey can say no to this. You modify the Shacked plan further. I believe these stack, though I haven't tested that yet, but I would imagine that they do, because obviously you're... Oh yeah, you have to have completed Bolster Shack plan. So that's an even bigger buff, effectively. Though it does make your construction speed slower, so that's interesting. However, it does give you stability and political power, so that's nice. We teleported. Then you can kill Bulgaria. You can reapply to the Axis if they've signed the treaty. If they didn't sign the treaty, you can go and kill Turkey. And then you can get the National Spirit of Security battalions and become quite good at garrisoning things. Plus you can also create a faction if you've decided to leave the Axis. Orthodox State further buffs metaxism, and this is how you upgrade it. You have to fully upgrade it, and that's what this button here is, the Spartan Warrior Spirit. Once you've done this, you are ready to go and ready to join your faction. So you would do this down here, get ready to join the Axis, finish this off and fire it up. If you go use the military, you get bonuses to defending yourself and getting ready to join the Allies, or join the Central Powers if monarchism is a thing that's going on in Western Europe. You get to puppet Turkey as well if you've gone this route. If you haven't, you get to take over Cyprus, take it back from Britain, you get another research slot, and you get quite good at building light hulls, and you also get division defense on core territory. So this is the I'm prepared and ready to defend Greece as an allied minor. So the historical focus tree route would be down here, do this, finish off this bit here, then join the allies and do your thing. Alternatively, if you're not doing the King's Government and Metaxas, actually it's worth mentioning you can also do it quicker. Rather than doing metaxism, you can have a civil war, and you basically jump right in to absolute rule rather than doing metaxism. So that's quite interesting. Meanwhile, if you're sort of a nice friend and you place the king under house arrest, you can request communist support and then fire up the socialist economy, nationalize your banks. This is the Soviet equivalent of the Shacked plan, so you replace it with the command economy stuff. You get quite a lot of factories, and you get your tech slot earlier if you go communist. You get these decisions to host the Soviet bureaucrats for some bonuses. You get quite a lot of recruitable pop, building slots, and of course you can upgrade agrarian society this way as well, and this buff stacks with these buffs, so that works out quite well. Sorry, that's a replacement, sorry. This one replaces this one, so if you've gone this way, you can replace agrarian society and then pick up agricultural communes. Though, if you're doing the Soviet route, the industry stuff is less valuable to you, because it does replace a lot of the things. You can then go communist. You can then join the Soviets up, stage the incident in the Bosporus, get some State of the Nation and various other stuff, or you can prepare for the great anti-fascist war and create your own sort of mini-faction and start expanding yourself out, create the Corfu Cooperative with communist Yugoslavia, and do that fun stuff. And now, for the bit we're all waiting for, the purple double-headed phoenix. That actually requires you to put the king under house arrest. So, you actually go in the opposite direction. You don't go monarchist to begin with. You compromise with them afterwards, though, and you become a constitutional monarchy. And then you start sort of going back onto that thing. You get another 5% research bonus, which actually means that you can have 15% research bonus Remember, you got 10% down here from, where is it? Sophistry and science, and then you got another 5% from cooperative foreign monopolies, plus you can get another sort of, your normal research bonus from free trade, 10%. So that's now 25% research bonus if you've stacked it as the Byzantines. Then you do your negotiations with the EEE, you resurrect the Megali idea, then you go to war with Turkey, or you go to war with Turkey with some friends, and then you can go and get some really strong spirits, you can revive Byzantium, you get another research slot, and then there you go, restore the Byzantine Empire and revive Byzantium. So in 25 days, there is the election, having a look at the missions now, which is how you decide what's going on. But you can place him under house arrest to make the Venzialists win the election. The Venzialists are I believe, they are the communists. It's annoying. This is one thing that I've not been fond of immediately, is that they're referenced as Venzialists. Here you go, the popular exile Venzilos, who wants free and fair elections, right? But, like, what is he? Is he a Republican? He's a Republican, right? Well, what's a Republican do? But you've got to deal with these internal mechanics. We start with quite bad stability because, well, everyone's a bit hostile to us. We can fix that by spending PP, or we can fix it by doing the focus tree stuff. So that's quite interesting. We have to actually manage our internal politics, which is something that all three of these nations have been given. Turkey, Bulgaria, and Greece. They've all got these internal management mechanics that I think are a nice step in the right direction. And then I did mention the building the boats. We can recommission the American battleships, or we can recommission the American battleship, battlecruiser Salamis, which gives us, some free big ships, which is quite nice. I wonder if we start with no, we don't start with the design, so we can't even see what it looks like. But one other thing that I should mention, we've had some pretty new graphics for the planes, though they don't have names, but you're always free to do that yourself. And also the tanks as well have nice little pictures, though this thing does look like it's from Star Trek or StarCraft or something. It's like a sci-fi tonk. It does look pretty strong in duty. But these tanks do look pretty cool, though obviously you're going to have to go and name them yourself. I do like the little Greek flag that he's just plastered on them all. And the heavy tanks especially do look quite cool, as does the modern tank. So that's pretty cool. And of course you do have now gun pictures for them. The Austrian rifle there. No, Dutch, isn't it? Mannlicher? Yeah, Mannlicher. However you're meant to pronounce that is Dutch. The EYP Hotchkiss and the PK Perkel SMG. So, a lot of cool, interesting stuff as the Greeks, and I can't wait to play them. One other thing, and if you've stuck around this long in the video, and it may even be why you've clicked it, I am doing a giveaway of Battle for the Bosporus. You can find the details in the description downstairs. You can also find the details on my Twitch, where I will be streaming basically the day this video has gone live, that evening, and also on the day after, and the day after that we'll be doing quite a bit of Battle for the Bosporus over on Twitch. So if you want to see these playthroughs, I'll be doing a Greece versus Turkey 1v1 on the Friday. I will be doing a Bulgaria playthrough on the Monday. I will be doing a Greece playthrough on Wednesday night, and I will be doing a Bulgaria playthrough on Thursday morning. So there's plenty there at all. Actually, other way around. Sorry, it's Turkey Wednesday night, Greece Thursday morning. So if you want to see some Greece action, head over to Twitch. And if you've enjoyed this video, even if it is short and sweet, then please do like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you in a few moments where we will be taking a look at the Bulgaria focus tree, the Prussia of the Balkans.